Okay, I think you guys can hear me. All right. Hopefully things will work out. This is the first time I'm using this microphone for a live stream with my webcam, so hopefully everything is good. All right. Anyway, I see you guys in the chat. King of the Fat, TD Camper, Basic Geek, Wax and Parrot Fish, Aragorn Skywalker. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. No, this is not a drawing stream. I don't know. I might do one tomorrow. This is just a, basic chapter discussion, and Q&A, just hanging out for a couple hours, talking about Malice Mansion because the day was yesterday, Malice Mansion Day, and I felt like, hey, I should have done something bigger. So I guess this kind of makes up for it, This live stream here. Sure, I'll finish your drawing tomorrow. I'm on break now, so I don't have to worry about Malice Mansion now. For the next 2 weeks, I'll be focusing on other stuff. I don't know. Realistically, I'll just be drawing some concept art for MM, 0 Degree Illustrations, welcome to the stream, and Chaz Bernard, welcome. Welcome. Let's see if I can put on some background music or something. How about this? Yeah. Maybe you guys can hear it, I don't know. Malice Mansion was cool, but I have some slight critiques. Oh no. What is it? Look, I know. I've read through it after it was published, and I saw some typos. Okay, so I'll be fixing those. Alright. I did not see the Mario movie yet. I mean, considering that it'll be on stream in like a few weeks, I might as well just wait. Malice Mansion should be a movie? True, I agree. Wax and Parrotfish, you like it so far? Well, that's awesome. It's good to know that people are liking Malice Mansion. Still can't get over the MM Days the day after M413 Homestuck. Funny, weird how things work out. Well, I have no idea about the Homestuck Day. I had no idea because I'm not a Homestuck fan, But that's fine. Which MM characters are into Mario, and did they see the movie? Considering if Mario exists in their world, and I'm sure like half of them saw the movie on opening day with their parents, possibly Amanda, of course, Mike, Chris, Linda. I imagine Linda to be a Mario fan. More of a Luigi fan, but I'm sure she enjoyed it. And Billy, why not? I'm sure those kids enjoyed it. Oops. No, bro, don't worry. It's nothing big. I just feel like you should incorporate more of your painting realism style into it. It would benefit from that. Painting realism. I'll see what I can do once the kids enter the mansion. I know visually things will change a bit. Malice Mansion should be a survival horror game. True, I agree. For real. Everything I make should be a game. It should. I imagine Malice Mansion should be like a survival horror puzzle solving game. It's like an escape room game, you know? Kind of like that. In essence, it'll be just like the first Resident Evil. The very first one. James Hampton, welcome to the stream and thank you so much. The expressions and the characters, the expressions the characters make are really intense. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I tried my best with it. Your coloring is very well done here, though, and the shading is an upgrade. Nice. I hope to improve every comic I make, whether it's Jeff and Taylor or Malice Mansion. Every chapter, episode, I hope to improve. JFM, did any tragedies happen yesterday? Thankfully, no. And I hope it stays that way. I don't want any more tragedies to happen. In general, but not on April 14th, please. That's Malice Mansion Day. No? I know it makes me feel... it makes me look like a jerk when I say, how dare you have a tragedy on my comics day, you know? Now people will associate the day with their tragedy instead of my work. No, I'm not like that. You know? But for real, I don't want any tragedies, you know? Man, this is so weird. I can hear myself through my headphones. I snap my fingers and I hear them right in the audio, you know? 2 months to wait for Chapter 2 feels forever. It does, but it is what it is, you know? With my full-time job, it is hard to get this comic up and running, you know? In an ideal world, if I have a buffer, you know, got all these chapters ready, I would release them. I would release one a week, you know? Is any of the characters in Otaku Weeb? I'd say Amanda, Misty. I'm just looking at the poster here. Possibly Robert. Maybe Brittany to an extent. I could see it being a visual novel like Danganronpa or Zero Escape. Nice. Yeah, that's what some of my friends say, that Malice Mansion should be a visual novel. I mean, it will be a graphic novel, but a visual novel, it makes sense. Will we see the kids slowly going insane due to the being lost in the manor? Yes. The manor has that effect on people. It affects different people differently, you know, this mansion, but with these kids, for some reason, they just have an urge to kill. You know? Will we be jumping right into MM Part 2, or will we be working on JNT 4 remake? Like I said, most likely with these 2 weeks, I'll be working on Malice Mansion concept art, you know, preparing for Chapter 2. And commissions. And possibly some other personal art. Bet Malice Mansion deserves more attention. I agree. But it did just start, so I don't know how that will work. You know, maybe it will start to gain attention once some popular guy or girl promotes it or something. Say, hey guys, check out this comic here. You know, if only you had a clone of yourself to do the normal job, and you can still work on comics. Yes, exactly. Just have a clone of me just stay at my workplace. Well, I just, you know, enjoy making comics here. JFM, when I messaged you about Fantagraphics, did you check them out to see if they're a possible publisher for MMM? You know, I've heard of Fantagraphics. I think they're Seattle-based, and I've looked at their work, and I feel like their work is, or the stuff that they publish, would be it feels like they specialize in slice of life and artsy fartsy stuff. The stuff hipsters would like, you know. Do any of the kids love any DC heroes? No, not. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Darius would like Batman. Because who wouldn't like Batman? I like when things fall apart in stories. Oh yeah, I like it too. Hello, JFM. How are you? I'm going back into traditional drawing again. Well, hello, Marcus. I'm doing good. That's cool. Man, I wish I can just relax and sit down and just work on a traditional drawing, you know? Just draw on a piece of paper or a big poster board. You know, one of these days I would love to have a big poster board so I can just draw something, possibly a Mouse Mansion poster or whatever. It could be Jeff and Taylor, whatever. It's but I would love to color it in like Crayola crayons or something. I mean, I was just in the store the other day and I walked past the aisle where I see some Crayola markers and crayons and colored pencils, and I'm like, wow, those were the days when I would used to color with those. I mean, one of these days I would like to pick some up, some Crayola markers or whatever, and color away, make my inner child happy. I really like the boom of indie webcomics. I want to make one, but I'm still in high school. I'm not a good artist, but I mean, I could do storyboarding, and I have a classmate do the art. It's possible, you know. I'd say it's never too early to start making comics. I mean, I first started making comics when I was 16. That's when I made the very, very first Jeff and Taylor episode, G Station. It's a very, weird looking, but I'm glad I made that step. And, I'd say do what you want to do. If you feel like doing it, then I'd say do it. Don't worry too much about perfection. Just, get it done. Not giving away too much, what should we expect in Chapter 2? Basically, Katie's strained relationships, or how the teachers treat her, and how her classmates treat her. And of course, we'll be introduced to all of her classmates in Chapter 2, and Jessie, of course, and Miss Bell. That's pretty much it. Oh, also, we get to know a little bit about Billy. Will Katie and Billy be one of those love interestships? I don't know. I mean, I'd say it's up to the reader to make that decision. Do you have the entirety of MM completed in your head story-wise? Yes. In a general sense, I do. Like, I know some key points. Gosh, I keep yawning. That's because I was at work today. Yeah, I was at work doing some overtime, washing cars and everything. It's like, gotta get them done. We're a bit behind because we're understaffed. Hey, if any of you guys have an interest in washing cars or something, and moving to Alaska, please let me know so we can hire you. Benefits, you get to work with me. Which kid favorite superhero is Aquaman? I don't know who, but I have a feeling just one. Wow. I'm looking at the kids here. I don't know. I'd say Robert. Robert is that weird to like Aquaman. Also, I'm wearing my Mouse Mansion shirt. You can tell it's old because look at the mansion in the background. That's not how the house looks like. And of course, you have the kids. Right there. How scary is Brittany when she goes insane and cutting open bodies? You know, without giving away too much, she's surprisingly calm when she's in the mansion. I'd say to Katie, Katie doesn't see her as a threat because Brittany has no interest in hurting Katie, but you just never know. I might change my mind, but for now, I'd say Brittany is the most calm of the insane children. But boy, it really is exciting to upload a comic on Tapas, you know. Of course, I have my own website and everything, and I gotta finagle with it a bit, but it's nice. It's a wonderful feeling to upload something that you got done. Really, it's amazing. It's been a while since I finished a comic, you know. Not since episode 17 of Jeff and Taylor. Yeah. And that I didn't even publish anywhere, just on Patreon. And Patreon is a dud right now, and I'll see what I can do to, you know, make it public. Episode 17, you know. Alright. If everyone's ready, if you're interested, I got this. What is this? This is my old Malice Mansion folder. A whole bunch of old drawings. To show it to you. Oh god. Does any of the kids have an unhealthy obsession with Chris Chan? Like one of those people who knows everything about him. You know, I'm gonna say that Chris Chan does not exist in Malice Mansion's universe. I use Comic Fury as the easiest site I've done so far. Huh. Comic Fury. Huh, that's interesting. I don't know. I might expand. Upload it into Comic Fury or Comic Gate or something. I think that's what it's called. Webtoons. I don't know. Webtoons. From what I've heard from my acquaintances on Twitter, Webtoons is on that sucker shit, you know? Not featuring people, just focusing on the more popular ones. What kind of rooms do I have in mind for the manor? Well, there's some special rooms like a bar, a theater room. Of course, the clown room in the second attic. One of the rooms in the attic has a whole bunch of clowns in it, and Brandon finds him and he's like, yes, oh yeah, clowns. And then he dances, and then while he imagines his classmates yelling, let's go Brandon, let's go Brandon. The kid's crazy, I'm telling you. It's gonna be so much fun to see him go down the spiral and going crazy and wearing a little clown costume that he found. The audacity of this kid to wear somebody else's property. A clown costume. I mean, really? Brandon, really? And that's the thing, you know? And you know, fun fact, Brandon is based off of a friend I used to know back in high school. I mean, he was totally cool with me putting him in this comic. He was like one of the first ones. Now, I don't know how he'll react. It's been a long time since I've seen him. But I don't know how he'll react, to the current Brandon. I don't know. Is any of the kids a huge fan of Jackie Chan? Sure, I imagine Billy to be a fan of him. Do any of those old drawings have monsters killing kids? I'll have to see. Possibly not. Is it possible this comic be on Webtoon? Do these kids have any phobias? I know Linda's practically afraid of everything. I know I should explore their phobias even more, but Michaela has a fear of heights. Jonathan, that's another kid that's afraid of everything, you know. Katie. She's afraid of being abandoned, but she wouldn't admit it. Okay, I have all these pictures here. I don't know if I have them in the computer. That's why I'm showing them right here. So right here, you see headshots of the kids. This was back in, what, 2009 when I used to draw it? But back when it was more of a ghost story rather than kids going insane story. You see how they evolved. And who are these guys? They're black mages, of course. From Final Fantasy, you know. I replaced them with actual humans, you know. Replaced them with Misty, Sunny, and Darius. And yeah, here are pictures of the monsters. Here's a fog monster. Here's the ghost kid. Here is a giant bug where the ghost kid turns into. And this is a close-up of Miss Bell. Yes, because Miss Bell, back in this version, she was the surprise bad guy, you know. But in the final version, she's not. You know, she's just a teacher. Dang, I'll pay. Nice. I pay for what? Just curious. Pay for a copy of Malice Mansion once it's out in book form? Heck yeah. Here's another one. Basically, this is a little screenshot, quote unquote. Katie and Jesse walking to school. Of course, ever since the beginning, Katie has not been interested in, having friends or anything. How long have I had the idea of MM? I'd say from the earliest concept, ever since 2005. That long. In fact, I have an old comic page. Technically, this is my very first comic page I've ever drawn. Should be here. Here we go. Look at this. This was the predecessor to Malice Mansion. It used to be called DJ's Mansion. Yeah, creative. Here's DJ, Jeff's clone. Yeah, he's gonna kill kids. There's Gloria from Jeff and Taylor. Lemon. The very first time I drew Lemon. Maria, Jeff's little sister. Amy from Case Closed. And Mitch and George from Case Closed are here too. And right here, you see Brandon. See, he's like the very first original character. Even before Katie, you know, he was here. Good, my goodness. And in the back, explains how DJ came to be. Jeff clones himself, and he kills Jeff. Like, oh my gosh. Maria, did you know that your older brother got killed? Look at that. Jeff got killed. And his parrot, DJ, ate his head. I don't know. That is strange. I don't know if you heard, but Final Fantasy 1 and 6 are getting remastered. Awesome. I may have to buy that. I'll buy them, you know. Especially number 6. I gotta play Final Fantasy 6. I've heard it's very good. Everything, the comic, the extras, and more. Nice. Yes. I thank you. Everything, the comic, the extras. Okay, yeah. I already read that. But yeah, thank you so much. It's a wonderful feeling to know that you guys would buy stuff from me. How did the adults disappear and how the kids got separated from Miss Bell? Well, you would have to read the comic to find out. I think you made the right call for remaking the story instead of the DJ comic. Oh yeah, for sure. The creativity I have is cool. Nice. Thank you so much. Are you excited for the Scott Pilgrim anime? Yeah. You know, I'd watch it, but at the same time, I'm jealous. Ever since I first heard of Scott Pilgrim, I felt jealous of him. Not Scott Pilgrim, just the creator, Brian Lee O'Malley. It's like, how did you get popular? I want to be like that. That's one thing I gotta get over, is my jealousy towards others, you know. Or envy, I should say. Oh, one man Art, welcome to the stream. Congrats on releasing the first chapter of Mouse Mansion. It was great. Well, thank you so much. Yes, I'm so happy I got it done. It's a wonderful feeling to get chapters done and just uploaded. It's great. Oh, well, here's an old drawing. DJ killing Amy. This is, yeah, I was experimenting with death, you know, and this is how Mouse Mansion became to be. Have I ever watched Babylon 5? I bought the complete collection yesterday. I have not. I have not watched it. Took me forever to get my comic started too. The main story I want to do next was thought up in 2016 and is finally getting started after 3 restarts. And the whole other comic series completed. Well, that's awesome. Congratulations for getting it started. You know, I'd say get it started and keep going. You know, don't aim for perfection, because I'd say the little corrections you can do later. I'd say just get it done. You know, people will like it regardless. Will there be animals in MM? Possibly. I imagine no, because animals are not allowed in Vinewood Manor. I have a theory that the main antagonist will represent some of the deadly sins. Huh. That's one theory. Anyway, I showed you that, but right here I have some notes, and the very first time I drew Joey, Lemon, and Gloria from Jeff and Taylor. Oh, and a Spyro puppet smoking. Yeah. Yep, you can see how they get killed. All these characters. Oh yeah, Johanna. I guess this is the precursor of Katie, you know. I guess her name used to be Johanna. Oh, and Link from Legend of Zelda was going to be in this story. He gets killed by a guillotine. Wow. Skeletons. Finger to the eye. Flesh-eating virus. Wow. Very interesting. I bet the staff are the twist villains. Well, that's a nice guess. I use PowerPoint to list the details of characters' fate. Yeah, nice. It's been a long time since I've used PowerPoint. Not since high school. Man, I can't tell you how many revisions this story had. I'd say I like to split these little revisions up into what I call phases. So there's phase 1, which was DJ's mansion, that stars Maria and her friends, and then phase 2 was called Chernobog's grave. Or DJ's grave, Chernobog's grave, you know. That's that one poster I made a long time ago that I had hanged up. Then after that was phase 3, where it was just the kids in a mansion where had a ghost boy. Chernobog was, well, whatever. That was phase 3. Phase 4 was a very weird turn. That's when I was listening to Pink Floyd and it was influencing me a lot. And then I just thought, maybe I should have a fancy twist to this. Then I thought of this fancy twist. Then years later, I thought it was stupid, so I thought, maybe I'll forget about it. Phase 5 is where, instead of a mansion, what about the school? The whole entire school goes crazy, and just Katie tries to save as many kids as possible. And then Phase 6, which is this, only the mansion is full of death traps. And then Phase 7, which is right now, it's just the kids taking a field trip and they go crazy. That's it. Because it's scarier for your classmates, people that you trust, start killing you. You know, it's more realistic that way. And I think that's more terrifying and more disturbing. Okay, will there be a time skip at the end of the series, and will the mansion become some tourist attraction where the kids have killed each other? I don't think so. No, I can't imagine a time skip in this book. I think possibly the parents could be the twist villains. How are the parents the twist villains? Alice maybe, but how about the other parents? That's a very interesting theory there. I'd say hang on to that. Man, that's so amazing. I love that I'm having theories right now. That you guys are, thinking about this. I made the right choice to make this into a mystery. It's a horror/mystery. The series is... Oh, here's something funny. I was playing Resident Evil 1, and of course I had Yawn, the snake, and he just ate Billy. And Katie right here, he's like, "Hey Billy, I think you shot that snake with the wrong tranquilizer." Oops. Let me point this down a bit. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. And I am so tired. Uh-oh, this is done.
There's nothing more powerful than you making your thing happen. Some of the
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for the ad. A beautiful song here. Ada's theme. Katie's mom is just a wow. What could have Katie done to make her like that? Well, you will definitely find out in Chapter 5. Well, yeah, Alice is a very interesting character. Boy, yeah, she's meaner than a rattlesnake, I tell you. But she's fun to write for, even though she's not the most ideal mother out there. JFM, is it weird that I have an OC named who's also named Alice? She's a loving mother, unlike your Alice. No, it's not weird at all. There's plenty of good Alices out there. I saw an artwork with Katie and Billy in Resident Evil. Oh yes. In fact, I should show you guys that. I wonder if it's here. No? Hold on. Hold on. I wonder if you guys can see it from here. Alright, here we go. Sorry, just adjusting some things. Making sure I can see the chat at the same time. I think the twist villain is that Jake Gyllenhaal looking staff member. Oh, that's a good guess right there. That's so funny. Yeah, I tried to make him look like Gyllenhaal. I mean, those eyes she has. It's just unsettling. Great! That's what I want. I wanted those facial expressions to look unsettling. Played through OG Resident Evil 2 for the first time recently, and now understand the hype. Oh yeah, it's a good game. The Heartless Valentine, welcome to the stream. Hey JFM, great job on those backgrounds. Oh, thank you so much. I always have a hard time with backgrounds, especially with that freaking what you call it, a bookshelf in a therapist office. Oh. I try to be consistent. I tried to color the same books, where they are. I'll have to show it to you guys. But consistency is key when drawing backgrounds here. I mean, but boy, I thank you so much, though. Yeah, Alice is indeed a mean mother. Waste of space. Concept art, Amanda inside one of the rooms of the mansion. This is, I don't know what chapter this will be. Possibly chapter 12 or something. Poor Amanda. My poor baby. Oh, well, here she is, all happy. This was last year of Thanksgiving. The kids had to make some Thanksgiving turkeys with their hands. And of course, Amanda's the best looking one because she's a natural artist. And back there is Misty, her friend. Of course, Misty feels a little bit jealous, but, she learns. She's learning how to draw, thanks to Amanda. You'd have to be crazy to commission not safe for work of Alice. Yeah, I'd say I agree, but everybody has a price. If they pay up, then I'll draw Alice. Wonder, is Amanda will start swarming up to Katie as the series progresses? I'm sure. February 23rd was Cameron's birthday. This is the resident cool boy or bad boy in the class. He doesn't like Katie, and Katie doesn't like him, and she is so bewildered on why the school always suspects her of possibly, hurting other children, even though she never hurt a classmate there ever since the incident. But Cameron, he sometimes he bullies the smaller kids, and of course the teachers don't bat an eye, and Katie feels like that's very hypocritical and stupid. Oh, Jesse, Katie's friend. Katie has a very weird relationship, how she views Jesse. I mean, sometimes she likes the company, and sometimes she doesn't. Deep down, Katie likes her. Linda, one of my favorite characters here. She's fun to draw, fun to write for. Michaela, another fun character. She has a cupcake in her hand because she loves to bake. She's a very girly girl. She's based off of a girl I used to know back in kindergarten. The same name, same look. Different last name, though. But I remember, the Michaela I used to know in kindergarten, she would bring her toy dinosaurs and play with them. I would play with them along with her. But yeah, I guess she was my first crush as well. But that's the only time I've seen her. It was kindergarten, and then she moved. Yeah, that was nice. Now, because now I'm honoring Michaela by putting her in this horror comic. Well, at least, Michaela is the prettiest of the unsettling kids you'll see. Misty. It was her birthday not too long ago. And I like this shirt, this unicorn shirt. Nice. Oh yes, Linda is a cool character, for sure. Is Michaela the queen bee of the classroom? I... You know what? I guess she is, in a way. Because she's a bit of a teacher's pet. And Miss Bell would if she's not around, Miss Bell, she would tell Michaela to look after the class, I guess. I mean, she is the tallest girl. And the second tallest overall, but yeah, Michaela's definitely the teacher's pet and just wants to do good. She tries to be lawful good around here. Nice little group photo of the kids. You can tell I was kind of in a hurry to finish this because this was my very last picture I drew last year. I want to make the deadline, And yeah, Linda does kind of look like Luann Loud from the Loud House. Especially with the jokes. Linda loves to tell jokes, just like Luann. But unlike Luann, if somebody doesn't laugh at her joke, Linda cries. She's very sensitive like that. Creepy doodle of the kids' uncanny faces. More concept art of the inside of the mansion and everything, try to see how everything would look like, how the shading, the coloring, the design, the paintings, and I find this very relatable. You're a kid and you're afraid to walk down a hallway because of a scary picture or a statue or something like that. I like to incorporate that into the story. Oh yeah, the uncanny faces are great. Here's one. In color, no less. Yeah, in a certain light, people will see others' faces in a weird way. That's where the uncanny faces come from. And you can only see this in the mansion. It plays mind tricks on you. Is there a Butters South Park-like character? The one who was more naive compared to the others? I'm trying to think. When it comes to naive, I'd say Heidi. Heidi is a very naive girl. Yeah, I'd say Heidi. M. Yes, this is the favicon for the website. I sense a lot of The Shining references in the story. I don't know if that's intentional, but cool. Well, Heartless, it is very intentional because The Shining is a big influence of this story. Well, at least the current story. Oh yeah, Brittany with the surgical mask. Oh, you'll see it. She'll pop up anytime soon. And we'll get to see it. But yeah, to me, that's the least scary because most of her face is covered up, but if people find it terrifying, then that's great, I always like to think that, drawing scary stuff is not scary for me, but it might be scary to other people. It's like tickling yourself. You don't feel it, but if another person tickles you, then you feel it for sure. I guess it's that kind of thing. Here are the caretakers, and this is what he was talking about earlier. This guy, He's the Jake Gyllenhaal looking guy. What's his name? Bourne? Yeah. That's his last name. Bourne. Mr. Bourne. And lady here, she's Whitaker. The lady in the middle, that's Q. This is Lynch. And what's his name? Dwight. That's it. I'm sorry. These are kind of newish characters, so I gotta remember their names. I have a whole bunch of OCs. I gotta remember their names, you know. Also, I gotta draw Q again for a special drawing. Ah, the Easter drawing I drew last year. You know, Easter is Heidi's favorite holiday. And there's Michaela with her cookies and everything. And here's the height chart. Here's one of the first things I drew, you know. A nice little height chart to a nice little reference for me, and a nice little way to show how these characters look like. You know, they're nice little references. If I want to, you know, show them to friends who want to make fan art. Yeah, Heidi is the shortest. Look at that. She's so small. Katie's right in the middle. That's intentional that I made her in the middle right here. I guess Jonathan's more in the middle, but you know what I mean. Of course, my Amanda, she is so tall. And Michaela, she is 4'7". Look at that. That's pretty tall for a 10th grader. Excuse me, a 10-year-old. Here are the kids again. Nice little graphics, just in case somebody wants to use them as profile pictures. Here are the kids covered in blood. And here are the uncanny faces. I'd say Sunny is one of the most terrifying ones. Mostly because I took that from a painting based off of Tomino's Grave. No, Tomino's Hell. That's what it's called. Tomino's Hell. It's made by a Japanese artist. Forgot her name. What happened to the music, man? Hold on. Well, let's just listen to this. It's very intense, but it's nice. Okay. Robert looks, and shirt gives me Porky from Lord of the Flies vibes. This could connect to his death and how he kills. Oh, interesting. Yeah, he is definitely a Porky-like figure. Bet Stephen King will be running for his money if he sees her comic. Nice. Well, I hope to at least impress him. I don't know if he reads comics or what. Here's Brittany with a surgical mask. Here's another scary face. Like I'm proud of this one. Holes in the face, all these clusters. I personally have trypophobia, so that's scary to me. And I think my sister is afraid of this too. You know, she has trypophobia. So, yeah, it's interesting. Introduction to Malice Mansion. We already seen this. The thing. More concept art. This is like, I imagine there'll be a moment where Jesse goes crazy and tries to kill Katie. It's very interesting. Oh yes, and here's the Resident Evil picture. I like how we are making theories for a comic that's not even 1% done. Yeah, that is very interesting. But I love it nonetheless. I guess this is the aftermath of the mansion incident, you know? Stephen King's son, Joe Hill, writes comics. I'm pretty sure he reads his son's work. Well, his son's work, if anything. Nice. Nice little facial expression study based off of that one meme. More concept art. Katie in her room, in her disheveled room, while Alice is watching her. Terrifying. Ugh. Here's the worst picture of Katie I've ever drew. Ugh. Okay, not ever drew, but definitely last year. This is like my worst drawing from last year. I mean, look at that. The shading doesn't make sense. It's all weird looking. That was mentioned in Spanish. I forgot to add the texture and the logo here. I mean, it's not done, but it's fine. The logo. You know, this logo, it actually took me possibly 15 minutes to do. I was like, okay, might as well do something quick, and I'm like, I'm very happy with this. Because the first logo that I made back during phase 3 was terrible. It was so awful. You couldn't read it. It was strange. But this is nice. It looks stylish, yet it takes itself seriously, and it's readable. Amanda and Mike. A lot of these we've already seen before, so I guess we're just... I know we should get to the actual chapter, and discuss it. But if you guys read the first chapter, if you know what you think... Oh, here it is. Here's the image with... Brittany in her surgical mask and the blood and the heart and everything. I have a phobia of maggots, worms, and such, so the series that have... If the series have that, you have done a good job of scaring me. Nice. And here's one of my favorites. Michaela with the hammer. And who is this? Well, you can see the top of their head here. I'll let you guys guess who it is. Let me see. What song should I put on? You think it's Michael? Interesting choice. Sorry if I make any typos or grammar mistakes. I have autism, and me personally, it makes me have a hard time with grammar. though I can read and understand text really well. Well, it's okay, you know. I mean, I make grammar mistakes too, you know, especially with spelling mistakes, you know. I always try to make sure I spell correctly, which most of the time I do, but sometimes in my comics I have typos, you know, those accidental, you know, misspellings. Brandon, that's another fine guess. Katie's fear. Oh yeah. Whoops. That is very close. Katie's fear, yeah. And you can see, you know, she has a range of emotions. You know, she's not one of those girl boss, I'm the main character type of characters, you know, that people will end up hating. You know, I want people to like Katie, you know. I don't want these YouTube reviewer chuds, you know, comparing her to like Rey from Star Wars or Captain Marvel, whatever. For some reason, those guys really hate how women in American comics and media are like written, which I'm like, okay, I can see that, but at the same time, you're just not giving. You're being unfair to Westerners, man. You're being unfair to us. I don't know. That's a whole nother rant, but it is what it is. I just hope that they won't feel the same way with Katie. You know, she's a human. See, right here, you know, she's not super mean all the time. You know, she just has that self-hatred, you know, ever since that incident. Katie versus Madison sometime down the line? Anybody? Maybe. You just never know. I'm just sorry. The soundtrack. Here's the back, the front. And here's what you expect when reading Malice Mansion, the whole entire story. The beginning, you're like, okay, this is heavy. Then, this is kind of cute. Then, ooh, creepy visuals. And then the whole chunk of the comic is like, oh god, what the fuck? And then near the end, you're like, what? And then at the end, you're like, time to cry. Okay. That's what I plan to do. The thumbnails, that's what I use to print out and draw the thumbnails. To be continued. Yeah, I don't know why I did this, but it's like, if it was a series, this is what you'd see at the end of an episode. Just in your face. Here's the graphic for my shirt. A cute little picture of Jessie. And a Valentine's Day picture. The second one for this year. A front view of the mansion. I have not done a side view or a top view. Oh yes, here's my little disclaimer. Made this, you know, it's like in essence, just like the very beginning of Michael Jackson's Thriller. Same font and everything. That's a big coincidence. I didn't know that. I bet Madison or any of the kids kill someone with a deep fryer. Well, it all depends if there is a deep fryer in the mansion. I really like this idea of death in your series. In most Western art and media, it's only really adults who did it. Reminds me of how anime and manga shows death. It comes for all, no matter who you are. Exactly. I've had this idea since I was 15 or so. So then I just wanted something different. I'm like, they should make a horror movie with kids in it. You know, that was me as a 15-year-old, just not liking children. And now that I'm grown up, I'm like, okay, that is a bit heavy. But at the same time, I gotta keep the vision. It makes sense. Once you read the story, it will make sense. Here's the picture that pretty much jump-started this whole project. It was going to be a throwaway picture for 2021. Yeah, when I first started this, I'm like, might as well draw something Mouse Mansion related. And then when I finished this, I was like, I really should start working on this. That's where it started. Will any J&T characters make cameo in Mouse Mansion? No. There will be no Jeff and Taylor characters. I'd say by this time, Jeff and Taylor are well into their early 20s during the events of Mouse Mansion. JFM, did you ever check out the comic series, Something is Killing the Children? Oh man, I keep forgetting. No, I haven't. I should write that down. But here is a picture of near the end. Katie's talking to somebody. Who could it be? But this is like a little experiment on how I'll render the comic, but I'm like, no, this is too detailed. I mean, it would take me forever to make one panel or one page if I colored like this. If it was a movie, I could see The Kids Aren't Alright by The Offspring being the credit song. You know, that's funny because that song is part of the soundtrack of this comic. Always has been since the very beginning. Oh, and that's it. So, what do you guys think? Should we look at chapter 1? Go over it, see what you guys think, and I'm not gonna read it or anything. Just, see what you guys want to ask if you see something. See my little commentary. It's like a commentary of on a DVD, on extras for a movie. It's like one of those things. The atmosphere of this comic reminds me of Cry of Fear. Nice. As long as I'm reminding people of other horror-related stuff, then I must be doing something right. Hold on, let me put this away. We can look at these old drawings another day. Will there be X's to cross out who died? I don't know. I don't know where I'll put that, but maybe there'll be a little panel where Katie's thinking, and then she's like, imagining who's dead, and maybe that's where the X's will come out, but I don't know. I have to think about it.
If you could do SEO smarter and faster.
No, I'm not interested. Not interested. Don't. Shut up. Shut up. The infamous Katie Hampton. There we go. Chapter 1. I'm so glad people were entertained by this chapter. I was like, oh man, people are gonna think this is so boring. It's just a conversation between two characters, which I never done before. You know? I was like, huh, I'm drawing two characters over and over again. Okay. This is a nice little visual. What's the meaning of this painting? Well, you have to find out in a later chapter. And I like this angle I used. Of course I used a reference, but this is a nice little angle. Jonathan, I agree. It's just, you know, people are so fickle. You know? Especially kids, you know? Kids, you know, when something bad happens and people know that you've done a bad thing and then you're invited back into the school, you would have some reservations on that character, on that person, you know? I don't know, but it is unfair. I like the effects of the shadows. I didn't want to go with solid silhouettes. I just wanted to, you know, draw some form on these kids here. It's not. It actually gives really good insight into Katie's character and backstory and establishes a relationship with her parents, particularly her mother. Like Katie thinking she's worthless and that nobody likes her reminds me of my brother since he has severe anxiety and bipolar disorder. Huh. Yeah, that, I mean, I assume it would, she would relate to, well, a lot of people will relate to Katie, you know, with her depression and everything, and, you know, and I think this is a nice way to start the series, you know. Introduce the character. I made this little dream sequence to make the reader get hooked, so they can ask, huh, what's going on? And fun fact, this is the very first time I drew Dr. Crane. Like, I didn't draw her in a sketchbook or anything, no concept art. This is the very first time I drawn her. Very first time I designed her, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I like this. This is a nice, interesting design. So I had to keep that design going, and throughout the chapter, you'll see her evolve just a little bit. Like, her eyes slightly get smaller, and her nose changes just a bit. I mean, it's just little subtle things that you notice. These type of scenes make me think of the soundtrack called I'm Sick, Kill Yourself. Sorry for the words. Oh, nice. But hey, that sounds cool though. Hope it's a nice song. Hope it has nice songs, you know. Maybe that man was having an affair with Alice and Katie just wanted to chase him away, but accidentally killed him in the process. Well, actually, he's not dead. He was just severely injured. Let's take a look at Dr. Crane's room. This is the bookshelf that I was talking about. It's like terrible. And the paintings here. Got to make sure I painted these again when they showed up. Nice little stuffed animals that Dr. Crane has. There's a little cat, an egg, a nice little black mage. You know, nice little reference to the old version of Madeline's Mansion, and a Chainsaw Man plushie. Because why not? I was playing Resident Evil 4 remake. I try not to go ham on the references and the funny visuals, because that's saved for Jeff and Taylor, you know. But for this, you know, I'd say it's fine. And I really wanted Dr. Crane to sound like a actual therapist, so I try to think of my past counselors that I saw back in 2020 and 2022. Yeah. So I was channeling them. What would they say in a situation like this? So I was very thankful that I had counseling sessions. We don't get many psychological horror with kids. Exactly. That's why I hope this comic would be a hit. Something new. Mango Puppy. This is just a clothing brand. I think I told you guys that last week. Yeah. A made-up clothing brand. Must have been torture to think like a therapist for this comic. It was challenging for a bit, but not torture. But it's all good. It's okay. This was interesting. This lamp here, this little standing lamp. That's like the same lamp I have in my studio here. So I'm like, okay, I'll draw that there. I had a hard time thinking about a nice facial expression here. Like, I don't want Katie to look angry, as if she's gonna kill the Dr. Crane, but just annoyed and have a very serious look to her. And Dr. Crane, she just really wants to know more about Alice here. She's very sweet. I mean, look at her. Dr. Crane has stuffed animals. There's an avocado thing and a stuffed bear that looks like Crazy Cat. Well, has the same color as Crazy Cat. And you'll see, this is Morgana from Persona 5. How can I forget? I have a Morgana here. Guess family therapy is out of the question for Alice. Oh yeah, Alice does not want to go to any therapy because she doesn't think she's the problem. I mean, if I was a therapist, I would diagnose Alice with narcissism. And you see, Katie, she's just an average student here, B's and C's. With the backgrounds, like with the obscure backgrounds here, like what you see here, I try to make it relate to the colors of the scene. Like her room, like Dr. Crane's room is all gold and brown. So I tried to make colors that would complement the atmosphere, rather than random. I mean, it doesn't make sense to have a blue background here. Just warm colors. Because Dr. Crane is a very warm person, and her office is a safe place to be. Like a save room. Would you say Alice is a sociopath? I'd say right now she is. I don't know. She just likes to keep things to herself, She can't go out in public that much. And a fan of mine said that they like Katie's dialogue here, that you can tell that she's suffering from depression due to the way she talks. And I'm like, oh, nice. That was my goal. I mean, if I were to be honest, I tried to, give my expressions, my feelings to Katie, In a sense, Katie's kind of like me, in the way she's afraid of abandonment and fear of, just fear, and the way that I used to just not like myself. I'm just, channeling my inner hatred, if you could call it that. You see, she's not a bad person. Look, she feels sorry for yelling at her. And here we get an indication that Katie is indeed taking medication, so that's confirmed, and we'll get to see her take her medication next chapter. It's very interesting. It just prevents her from flaring up and just getting angry, because if she doesn't take her medication, then she gets very, very irritated, very sensitive, and she might get violent. Does the days pass by while the kids were inside the manor? No. It takes place in one day. April 14th. No, Katie, there are very few people in the world that she feels comfortable being vulnerable with, and Dr. Crane is one of them. It took a while for her to gain her trust, but Katie, she likes talking to her. She's comfortable with it. Another person is Jessie, and the other person is her dad. So everybody in the chat, what do you think of Katie's dad? Oh yes, I'm ready to do it. Yeah, I'm ready to start your commission now that I'm on a 2-week break. Is Dr. Crane a reference to someone? No, not really. I just made her up. He's nice. He's all right. He seems the type not able to stand up for himself. Yeah. He deserves the best dad award. Nice. Yeah, he's very mild-mannered, but he's a very nice dad. He tries his best, but doesn't have a backbone, it seems. Yeah, I can see that. What was that? I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was ESPN, my little notification on my phone. Oh my gosh, Joe Joyce lost? What? What the heck? I gotta watch that, because that's a big upset. Joe Joyce. Wow. Yeah, I was gonna point out Easter eggs, because this takes place during Easter, and yeah, just a fun little Easter egg. Nice. Okay, so yeah, here's more of the this whatchamacallit, hallucination? No, not hallucination, a dream sequence. Yeah. More of this self-hatred stuff. And right here, this is where everything cools down. You see lots of blues and grays. Nice little warp perspective of the car driving by. Katie's dad drives a 2017 Subaru Forester. Yeah, he looks like a Subaru driver. And I do like the lighting here. I was kind of worried it might be too dark, but realistically, if you're driving in at nighttime, the inside of the car will be dark. I guess you can say this is the only funny line in the comic. Or should I say this chapter? Katie's not impressed. here's their house, their funky looking house. Yeah, this is a very intense looking face. And I had fun drawing this background. And of course, drawing the kitchen can be a bit, tedious, but it's nice. Here's the time, 9:26 p.m. Their little dinner schedule, I guess. Nice little painting. I painted this myself. Tall man in the grass in a barn, near a barn, And this one I just took out of the internet. Can you tell what it is? I just thought it would be a funny little reference here. Very obscure, very subtle, but once you see it, you're like, oh my gosh, it's that. That's right, it is a car driving. A white car driving down a green hill peacefully. It's alright if you guys don't get the reference. I mean, I don't think many of you guys have seen the video. Yes, Wax and Parrotfish, the zombie pop-up. It's that German commercial, promoting that energy drink. Yeah. Thought it was interesting. Yeah, this was interesting. I first drew Allison, all big, and then I shrunk her just so I won't lose those details. Actually, this was the very last page that I've finished because of this background here. I was like dreading it, and I was like, okay, I gotta get it done. So I'll do it last. Still 9:26. Alright, and here we go. This one. This is the one where I found that typo. I misspelled celebrity. So I gotta fix that. She's very mean. Finding every opportunity to blame Katie and make sure she's not the crazy one, This is a nice little sequence. Katie going up the stairs into her room while the arguing is happening. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, people don't notice these little typos like this one. Lower you voice. Lower your voice. I'll change this one. Yeah, those are the only two typos that I've seen. If anyone else finds more typos, please let me know. Gotta make this typo less when I make this into a book. In Katie's room, it is disheveled. All her toys are gone. Most of her posters have been torn off. Due to her tantrums. I don't know what happened. I dread to imagine what happened in this room. What that night when she was brought back home after the incident. I don't know. Don't know if she did this herself. I don't know if her mom did it. Seattle City Chickens. This is a little logo I made back then, back in college. I'm like, I'll as well put it here. Oh, and look at the time. It's 9:28. Katie's little clock. Chaz Bernard, I found another typo on a different page, but I can't remember which. That won't help. You have to play with your... Oh no! This is what I'm talking about. Chaz Bernard, thank you so much for pointing that out. Let me see if I can find it. I know exactly what it is. No! Look at that! It's true! That's another one. See, this is why I need a proofreader. No one wants to. My friend doesn't want to do it. My ex-girlfriend that used to do it all the time for me, she says that if she wants to proofread it, I have to pay her. So that's like unfair. I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to talk about her. So, yeah, that's the end of the episode. Excuse me, the chapter. So yeah, that's it, guys. Let me see here. Will you show us a sneak peek of Chapter 2? Chapter 2. I think I have the script here. Hold on. Yes. Chapter 2. Well, this is the script for Chapter 2 here, and let me see if I can read something. Okay. Zero-degree illustrations. Dude, you have an Insta. I'll proofread anytime. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll see if I can send it to you. See if you can proofread for me. That'd be nice. Okay. Let me see here. So this happens Monday morning in class. Miss Bell runs in. She's like, "Morning, class. So sorry I'm late." Michaela. "Miss Bell's here." Shelley. And with 1 minute to go before the first bell. Linda. "You look tired, Miss Bell." Miss Bell. "I got 4 hours of sleep last night and I only had an energy drink and a donut. But I'll be just fine, Lori. Thank you." Linda's like, "My name is Linda." And Darius, Michaela, and Chris are asking her questions. "Miss Bell, are you a spy? Here's a lemon square for you. I can read this. Can I read this crossword puzzle for a reading period?" All these chaotic stuff. It's kind of hard to read because it's just dialogue. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this little stream. I feel like taking another break. I feel a little tired from working, so I just want to relax, play some Resident Evil 4 remake, and then work on some drawings. I got a few drawings to finish up tonight, and send that invoice for King of the Fat. Oh yeah, I gotta send some money too. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me in the stream. I had fun here. I'll be sure to make another whatchamacallit, drawing stream. I don't know. See, I'm tired. I'm falling apart, guys. It's time for me to unwind, But, yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. Let me see if I can read the last few here. So when should I expect my commission to be done? Let's see, possibly this week or next. Robert feels like one of those kids who say, "But can he beat Goku, though?" Yeah. Brandon is one of those kids where he's like, Well, he's not as funny as Donald the Hamburger Clown. Yeah, that's an actual character from this comic that he likes. Donald the Hamburger Clown. It's a parody of Ronald McDonald, but it's Donald the Hamburger Clown. No, wait, the Great Hamburger Clown. That's what he's called. Very weird. I platinumed RE2 and 3 remakes. I'm so scared for RE4 since I have to S plus hardcore. Yeah, that's I heard that's pretty challenging. Yeah. Well, I believe you can do it. It takes practice, but you can do it, Chaz. I know you can. But yeah, RE4 is so much fun. When will you send me the invoice for my commission? Tonight. I'll be sure to do it if I remember. Things I forget. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed Malice Mansion. Excuse me. I hope you watch or read episode 2 when it comes out, and join me for tomorrow's live stream. I'll be doing a drawing live stream this time. So it's gonna be fun. Okay, JFM out. Goodbye.